That my channel may not be like the most poppin', the most fun to look at, but guess what? I believe in myself. I have that self-confidence that with time, I'm only gonna get better. So this video is special to me because growing up, I wasn't always the most confident. It was either my head was too big, I was too tall, my lips were too big. Yes, big lips weren't always a popular thing. My voice is too deep, and the list goes on. With growing up, with through life experiences, we learn things. I'm 27 years old now, so I think I know a thing or two. Of course, I feel like I have so much more to learn, but I've grasped the whole concept of being confident and really just being comfortable in your own skin. So if you're interested in that, let's keep on watching. One thing you need to remember, we all have our days, we all have our ugly days, we all have our bad days, our good days, our ups, our downs, our highs, our lows, everything, all of the above. But unfortunately, we live in an era of social media where people are only posting their success. But I'm so confident in myself that I know that what I have is special. And I think that that's why it's so important to not compare yourself, because as I said, people don't post their failures. People are so good about showing their newest car, their newest house, their newest shoes, their clothes, their belts, their makeup, everything. But that's not what it's about. All of that doesn't matter. All you have is yourself and your self-confidence. So you comparing yourself, it's literally wasted energy. You have two ways to use your energy, either for good or for bad. Are you really going to use all of your potentially good energy into something bad? Don't compare yourself, whether it's financially, physically, with the relationships. That's a huge. People always talk about relationship goals. No. That's a whole other thing. But like I said, we don't worry about those people. Worry about you. Worry about what you got going on, and stop focusing on what other people have going on. You're only wasting your own energy. You're only putting out into the earth that you're lacking. You're lacking because you're wanting what somebody else has versus speaking things into existence, speaking life into yourself. Like, come on. You're about to let me turn up right now. Now, getting to know yourself. I think it's like number one on my list, even though I know I started off with don't compare yourself, but I always preach with getting to know yourself. That is the only way that you're going to find that true love within yourself. That's the only way that you're going to know who you are, what your triggers are, how you can channel that into anything positive. It doesn't matter who you are, what you do in life. You can have all the money in the world. If you don't know yourself, you're not going to have that peace. You're not going to have that confidence in being like, you know what? I know that that's why that triggered me, and I'm not going to spend no energy on it. You know what? I don't care what that person has to say about me, because I know myself. I know what my intention behind that was, that situation, and I love myself. So it doesn't matter if you fuck with me, if you don't fuck with me. I love myself, and I believe in what I got going on. Now that, yes, this is me talking right now. This is how I think. Like, it could be anybody in the world that says anything negative about me, and I'm not going to sit there and dwell on it. Yes, it may be something that triggers me, but guess what? I've taken the time to get to know myself, to know like, okay, you know what? I've heard this before, or this is something I've never heard, and this person's trying to be hurtful. I'm going to just leave it to God and pray about it and move on with my life. I'm not a negative person. I don't like to be a negative person. Yes, I do have these things about myself that I don't like, but I've learned to work with, and I've learned to try to make better with time. Knowing yourself and loving yourself is a journey within itself. It's not going to come overnight. It's not going to be easy. It's probably going to be very, very uncomfortable at first before it gets easy, before it gets to a point where you're like, I'm really dope. But you have to, because if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't know yourself, if you don't have that self confidence, why do you expect people to give you that? Why do you expect people to see you as that when you don't even show that to the world? Like, come on. And now with that comes accepting your flaws. Once you figure out, I think this is like goes hand in hand. Once you figure out everything within yourself, you learn again to accept that. This is me. This is who I am. This is what I believe is right. I'm just a big believer that as long as you're not doing wrong to people, as long as you're not doing bad in society, or hurting people physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever it is, you're okay to do whatever you want to do. That's just my belief. You're not bothering anybody. This is just you. And if somebody wants to come fuck with you, you're not about to change who I am. I've already gone through this whole journey of accepting myself and learning myself. And you're not going to come out of nowhere and try to come and tell me who I am or try to tell me what to do or not to do. No, you either take it or leave it. Now, of course, you want to compromise if it's your partner, if it's things that you feel like, yes, you can do better. But nobody's just going to come along and be like, yo, this is what you should be doing. This is what you shouldn't be doing. Like, no. Own your own shit. Do what you do. and be the boss bitch that you are. Fuck what anybody has to say. This is you. This is, I mean, hello. We got one body, one life to live. All right? You were sent here for a reason. You're wasting too much energy on allowing other people to dictate who you are. Now, something else that I'm very big on that I believe that does not only help boost your confidence as an individual, as a human being on this earth, but just overall in your relationship with God, if you are a God believer like me, or whatever it is that you do believe in, is paying it forward and being a good person, aka helping someone. It doesn't have to be financially, it doesn't have to be physically, it can be in any way possible. If you can help somebody with something that you have, whether it's your time, it's your crafts, or whatever it is that you do, that's always going to come back tenfold. Now, a story that I like to think about sometimes when I'm thinking like, wow, like I could do a lot more, which I'm always looking for ways to. One Mother's Day, I went to a store. It was on Mother's Day. And I went and purchased my mom some flowers, a little gift with some cards. And I was talking to the cashier, making like, passive conversation and saying Happy Mother's Day to her, because we got into the conversation about her being a mom and blah, 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 blah. So whatever. Time went on. I get into the car, drive off. And about like 5 minutes into my drive, I'm thinking like, wow, like that must really suck to have to work on Mother's Day. And she looked tired. And it made me think of my mom, of how hard my mom has worked. She's had to work 2-3 jobs sometimes. And, just thinking about everything in life. And so I popped a Yui and I went back into the store, grabbed the same things that I purchased my mom, purchased it with another cashier, and I went to go give it to her. And she was delighted. Now, I don't really talk about that story to people. It's just something that I like to keep to myself. That's another thing. I'm not a fan of people doing good and then just saying it to other people to brag. Like that's not how that works. When you're confident in yourself and you love yourself, you exude that, you give that back into the world, and it always has a way of providing that back to you. There's no reason that you need to brag. Like I'm not a fan of that. It's such a turn off, but yes, I love that. I love paying it forward. I always believe in being a good person. And I feel like a lot of that comes from my mom. Like another quick little story. My mom, she was working 2 jobs at one point, and she would work till really late in this store. I don't want to mention names, but she was working in this store, and every single night after she would leave, if there was somebody walking down the street, my mom would pull over and give them a ride. Like it did not matter who it was, what time it was. And it was a great gesture. I always was so like, wow, like I was such a proud daughter. But then I got fearful of that, and I had to tell my mom to stop it, because just because you're a good person doesn't mean that it's gonna always come back to you right then and there. It may come back bad, like somebody may have tried to hurt my mom or something, and thank God that they didn't, but there's always that but I believe as long as you have that God in your heart, or whatever it is again that you believe in, and you do good, it's always gonna some way somehow manifest back into you and help build your self-confidence, and you realize how much of an asset you are into this world. Confidence on a million. If I'm ever on a date, or if I'm ever like getting to know somebody and I see them being nice to somebody else just out of the kindness of their heart and not even looking for praises, like, where's my ring at? You know what, matter of fact, I'm about to go get you a ring. I'll be right back. So for tip number 5, now it gets a little bit real. It kind of sounds like I'm gonna contradict everything I just said, but I promise it doesn't. So it's setting yourself up to win. Now again, as long as you're not doing bad to people, you're not intentionally being mean or a rude person, you are to set yourself up for success by being selfish. Selfish with your time, selfish with your energy. Don't let anybody that takes from that, those friends that you have that are always wanting to go to parties, that are always wanting to go to different events and dinners and brunches, if it doesn't go towards what you have, you need to say, look, sorry, I can't do it right now. I can't do it today. I can't do it tomorrow, whatever it is. And you need to stick to what you're doing. If you set yourself up for success, I mean, just like we compare ourselves with wanting to have what the next person has, guess what? We shouldn't, because we don't know what that person had to go through to get to where they have, to what they have. But of course, we know that they went through a lot of hard work. Granted, it's about like 99% of the time that people go through their hard work, and that's what you need to do. You need to set yourself up with a blueprint, follow that motherfucker to the motherfucking wheels pop off, because that's all you have for yourself. Like me, I was such a party girl, and I was always so wanting to be in the scene and wanting to be in the next party, wanting to wear the nicest dress and shoes and clothes. Now God will test you, okay? I will say this. I asked God to give me more of a way to focus on my own craft and what I want to do and what I want to make happen. And he set it up to where he provided a job for me that will allow me to not have weekends off for like the next year and a half, 2 years, and only have weekdays off, and making it almost impossible for me. He made me uncomfortable at first before he made it happen for me. So now I asked God if I can have weekends off. I started to slack off a little bit when I started to get the weekends off, but now it's more like, so what am I doing with my weekends? I'm making sure that I'm not going to that next party. I'm not going to those brunches and those dinners. I'm going to sit my butt home, and I'm going to record myself, and I'm going to get the messages that I want out. I'm going to channel all of that energy that I have to go out, that I want to do, into what I actually need to do to set myself up for success. Do you catch my drift? Stop going to those parties. Stop trying to show off for the next person. Whatever it is that you got going on, stick to what you got going on. Like, hello? So we have arrived at the end, and it's my last final tip. I always want to save the best for last. It's be you. Be you in everything that you are. Living your truth. Be your true essence of self. Do everything that you believe in. Mean what you say what you mean. Something doesn't go with what you believe in, you want to say no to that person without like feeling like, oh my God, I don't want to hurt their feelings. No. If you don't want to do it, if it goes against what you want to do, say no. Don't feel sorry. Don't give an explanation, because no is an explanation within itself. You say no, keep it moving, respectfully so, and that's it. Be you. Go and be and show the world who you are, what you have to offer. And just, if you like something weird, if you like weird music, weird clothes, weird foods, weird friends, whatever it is, own that and be yourself. It doesn't matter. Life doesn't have any rules. Life has these people that are cool, that are recognized, and we try to like mimic that, but that's not who we are. Essentially, so we're all different people, and that's what makes life beautiful. If you're not yourself, then how do you expect to be able to influence other people? How do you expect other people to really fuck with you? If you're a shy person, be that. If you're a loud person, be that. Whoever you are, just be it. Own it. Be who you are. Love yourself. Be confident. God has a way of putting the people that are meant to be in your life. There's so many people out in this world. Like, man, y'all about to get me started. And this is the end. This is the end, and y'all about to get me started all over again, okay? I'm trying to wind down. But seriously, just be you. Love yourself. Know that you're special. You're beautiful. Beauty comes from the inside, okay? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I could think that I'm the most beautiful person. There's always going to be a motherfucker out there that's going to be like, yo, her lips are too big. Yo, I don't like her. That's not my kind of girl. Or nah, she's too this. She's too that. She's not enough of this. She's not enough of that. I really don't care about it, all right? I am who I am, and I live my truth, and my people are my people. People that fuck with me are people that fuck with me. That's another thing. That's the benefit of being you. You get to know that the people that are around you are people that really fuck with you, because you're this weird person and they're still around, you know? But whatever it is, just be you and love yourself. And this is the end, guys. I wanted to keep this very simple for you, but if you guys have any tips that you want to share with anybody else reading this or watching this, go ahead and comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. My channel may not be like the most poppin', the most fun to look at, but guess what? I believe in myself. I have that self-confidence that with time, I'm only gonna get better. But yo, I'm gonna get better, all right? I'm gonna get better with everything. I'm a little shy of the camera, and we're gonna get better. We're gonna get better with everything that we are, everything that we do. So I know I'm special, and I know where I'm going, okay? So check you guys out later. Mwah.